Welcome, Leo, to your Libra Full Moon deep dive forecast for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon across the 1st or 2nd of April, depending on where you are. The moon in Libra at 12 degrees 21 goes face to face with the energy of the sun in the fire sign of Aries. Each lunation has its own unique identity. We know they can create a lot of intensity, but I'm going to share with you, Leo, your event chart from a purely Leo perspective. At the end of the video, you'll have a clearer understanding of what you can expect in terms of energy, work, finance, and relationships. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundell. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. Libra is an air sign, so very much about communication. Of course, it can be about balance, harmony, and equilibrium, but that communication is really key because for you, it's house 3, which is quick communication. But the moon's much more to do with our emotional world, our psychic understanding, and the 3rd house is much more detached. So it's important over the next 2 weeks of influence to make sure when we're talking about things, planning things, we do stay in touch with how it feels, as well as trying to find that equilibrium. But there's a particular player on this event which brings a real intrigue because Jupiter, the planet of growth, optimism, and also good fortune, is located for you in the 12th house, which is very psychological. Whatever conversations you have over the next couple of weeks, whether it is about education, travel, a contractual matter, whether you're talking about expanding your world in some kind of way, the energy of Jupiter in Cancer is going to inform this event a lot. And that's because Jupiter is in a T square with the Sun and also the Moon. So it lies directly in between them. But that Jupiter energy is really encouraging you not to hold back from being in touch with feelings. And that logic that the 3rd house and Libra can bring is something just to push back against a little bit. However, there are other planetary players on this event which are very positive indeed. Aries energy, you share the fire tropicity, is very much about expansion, but that's not easy with Saturn in the mix. But Saturn does forge a formidable link with Pluto. If you are connecting to someone who has a lot of knowledge or wisdom, Saturn in the 9th house, their influence can be very important. And therefore, some of the conversations you have over the next 2 weeks could be extremely important, but highly valuable too. One of the things with Libran energy, however, is when it's unsure, it can find it a little hard to make its mind up, and that creates some oscillation. And how do you deal with that? Well, when it comes to your professional or financial situation, Venus is right at the top of your chart in a very influential position, and she's going to actually square with Pluto too. So, as much as you can get some valuable information, there may be something that's presented to you that seems very alluring and very attractive. It may be some kind of offer, but it's important to decipher what's really meant. And that's where the emotional and psychic dimension of the moon come in. So if you do need to talk to someone you really trust about an opportunity that comes up, it is going to be key to have that conversation. But what you might experience over the next couple of weeks is you could encounter someone who has polar opposite views to you, and that can create some tension this year in particular because of the heavyweight energy of Saturn. Neptune can also create some distortion. So if you are discussing something that's really important, like a long-term contract, it's vital that you do decipher what's really meant. What can help you is that Mercury, the planet of thinking and analysis, is in a fantastic link with the lucky Jupiter, but it's all about probing beneath the surface. Now, they're in house 12 and 8, very psychological. So you can use those to support the fact the moon is in a more logical sign and house. But also, as Mars in that eighth house moves forwards, it's coming into a terrific link with Uranus. And some of the conversations you have might be about your career. And a sudden opportunity could present itself over the next couple of weeks. And I do think you should be open to it, Leo. It's just about working through the detail. And it's important also, if you do encounter people who have different views, that you have the confidence to stand at yours as well. I'm going to summarize those four areas for you, but if you've yet to watch your Leo Deep Dive April forecast, that's on the screen now. You can sign up for your free daily horoscope, fire to your device each morning. Please see the link below, get your reflective pit stop each day. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, be an absolute pleasure. Please see my testimonials below. If you'd like to order your personal horoscopes to plot your way through the world as it is today, we have kept the reduction to 50% because we know that a lot of people are up against it in this very challenging environment. Please see below for more on that too. So when it comes to conversations, I think they can take on a very fated dimension over the next 2 weeks. You probably will encounter someone who doesn't agree with you. That doesn't mean to say you have to bend to their will. You may encounter someone who's quite dogmatic, but it's important that you're staying true to your values. The third house very much about those. When it comes to your financial situation, things can be transforming in a positive way, but if someone offers you a deal with Pluto and a square with Venus, do try to decipher what their true motive is. When it comes to your romantic situation, I think having aligned values, it's a bit of an old-fashioned concept, but it's one that really still works. But I think you could encounter someone through your work or a worldly situation over the next fortnight who may actually have quite the impact on you. All the best, Leo. Take care and goodbye.